Ajgod on the beat.
Don't really have much right now, just a little bit of trust right now. Don't really have much right now, just me and you, what's right now? Don't really have much right now. Still, we gon' get it poppin' till the sun go down, down.
All right. So, first up, we got the 808 and the synth. All right, I put those together because I feel like they held the vibe of the track. You got the synth that just kind of like, you know what I'm saying, dances along the beat, and that 808 helps that bottom. So you got a nice contrast. And I feel like when I was playing with it, Jasmine instantly caught a vibe. She instantly was like, yo, like, I like that. You know, she was freestyling. And so that's when I know I got it. When the artist is starting to feel it and the beat not even done yet, oh, it's a go. So now I want y'all to just hear how that sounds by itself, all right? We just gonna let it run one more time. All right, so I wanted to bring in that 808 and those synths and that little that horn sound to add some atmosphere and a vibe, right? But now we're gonna get into the drums. You know, if you notice how the beat starts, you know, it's kind of like you don't really know where it's gonna go, but it has your attention. It has your attention. And so now what I want to do is, now that I got your attention, I want you to start moving. I want you to kind of like, you know what I mean, start feeling it a little bit. So now we're going to bring in them drums. The drums hit hard. I love them. You know what I mean? Me and Bedrock was in the studio, and I had already laid some drums. And he was like, man, that sound selection is cool, but let me try these drums. And then he just replaced the drums, and we were able to find a nice medium. And that's what art is really. It's about collaboration. You know what I mean? Like, I could be like, this is my beat. I made it all the way. You know, and there are beats like that. But this beat right here, I actually collaborated with Bedrock, who's an amazing producer. But I want y'all to feel these drums. All right, so we're going to let it play for a little bit so y'all can hear how that sounds by itself. Yeah, hey. You know what I'm saying? It make you kind of want to turn up a little bit. Hey. I work with Bedrock, and you know, I had already some drums laid out, but to be honest, the drums wasn't hitting like that. You know, the pattern, this is the pattern I laid, but Bedrock kind of helped me find some better drums. Shout out to Bedrock, who's worked with some dope artists like Tyga and The Team, which is one of my favorite groups from the Bay. All right, so next, we got the Rhodes piano. Yo, that's one of my favorite sounds, that electric piano, Rhodes feel. Now, Rhodes is a specific sound, right, that is unmistakable. It's used in a lot of R&B, old school songs, but, you know, it's something that modern production uses all the time, and it just has that classical feel to me. Not classical like Bach and Beethoven, but classic like, you know, just the music that you probably grew up listening to. Or, you know, what I think of when I hear Rhodes piano, I think of Kim, you know, the R&B singer. You know what I'm saying? This is not that vibe, but at the same time, it's something about the Rhodes that just, you know, we do have a songstress on the song. So I think it complements that vibe and that energy. So take a listen and hear how the Rhodes piano, you know, adds that nice character to it, all right? Let's go. Simple. Just some chords. Not a lot of arpeggiation, just a little bit. Cool, cool. All right, next. What we got next? We got the synth. Now I did have a synth earlier, right? And generally when I make my beats, I might have 2 or 3, just to keep it 100. Because I love synths, and I feel like they really bring like a nice. You gotta balance it. You don't want your beats to sound too video gamey unless that's what you're going for, and that you have that risk whenever you bring synths into it. But I feel like in this instance, it fits like this funky vibe because synths are used in funk a lot. When you think of like the 80s, the synths are all over the radio, and specifically funk is used a lot. If you think like Cameo, if you think like Parliament and George Clinton, you got all the elements there, and that synth is always interspersed in there. And I love West Coast music, so you can't really separate West Coast hip hop from the synth. You instantly think of Dre. You instantly think of, G-Funk and DJ Quick. I'm influenced by all of that, so I definitely had to throw that in there on this one. So let's take a listen. I feel like this is like a classical synth. It kind of reminds me of like a cello or something, and I like synths that kind of feel like another instrument where you could kind of hear the inspiration behind it. That's a bad part too. Oh, that's cool. Cool. So now I feel like we had a solid beat. I had a bass line in there that was cool, but honestly, sometimes nothing compares to that live. We had a musician that was in the studio who's an amazing guitar player, but he also plays the bass. He was rocking with the vibe. He was like, yo, I like this. Can I play on it? We was like, okay, it's all you, folk. So he grabbed the bass and he went to town on it, and he held that groove down. And that's what the bass is all about. It's about holding that rhythm. It's about having that groove. It's a part of the rhythm section, but it has that melody behind it, and it's the basis for a lot of the melody, right? So we need that to be something that's infectious and something that just blends well. So I feel like he did that, all right? So I want y'all to take a listen just to see how it sounds by itself, all right? All right, let's take a listen to the bass. It's simple, but it go. Hey, I love it. I love it. So there you have it, folks. Bass line is the last sound. Now let's see how it all comes together in one wop. Oh, that's hard. That's hard. I like that. So tell me what y'all think in the comments. Let me know if you feeling the vibe, if you like this breakdown. We got more coming, Listen to Right Now. It's on all platforms. You know what I'm saying? And get your spirits lifted by this positive energy that we spreading right now. Peace.
Ajgod on the beat. Don't really have much right now, just a little bit of trust right now. Don't really have much right now, just me and you, what's right now. Don't really have much right now. Still, we gon' get it poppin' till the sun go down, down. Ajgod on the beat. Don't really have much right now, just a little